What's up, guys? We're back with the MMA neighborhood. And I'm Devin.
And I am Steven.
And we are going over UFC 279, Diaz versus Ferguson. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hold on. What do you mean?
Yeah, Hamza did not make weight, so the card has been switched up majorly, probably ever in the first time in the history of the UFC.
So should we go over the first couple fights and then we'll get
before
over
the
that?
confusion starts, if you didn't know, a lot of the fights got changed up, but there was some that stayed intact, so we'll go over the first ones, and then we'll cover all the confusion.
Yeah.
Because the MMA neighbor got you.
Yeah,
we got
always,
you, baby.
always,
we got
baby.
you.
Come on.
Now, who we got? We got some of the prelims. I know you don't want to forget to mention.
Oh yeah. The people that wanted to shout, the people that shouted out in the preview was Jake. I cannot pronounce the dude's name. Collier versus Chris Barnett. Now,
baby.
Brody, if you missed these prelims, like I said to you to not do,
He did recommend it.
you know, thank you, Devin. Thank you. Look, Chris Barnett was getting his ass beat in that first round. Getting it beat.
Dude, his eye was swelled up. He had this stroke-looking thing going on with his mouth. Like his mouth would droop to the side and it'd come back in place, and it should make up his own mind sometimes. I don't know, man.
He looked all sorts of fucked up.
Yeah, it was looking really nasty.
And he was getting beat really bad, getting hit hard. That's the first time I ever saw Chris Barnett look slow.
Yeah, and you guys don't know Chris Barnett. He's a big, husky boy in the heavyweight division.
And
but
apparently short.
Don't let his wideness or his thickness fool you. This guy is very explosive, and he's got a great kick game as well. But as Steven was saying, he's getting his ass kicked in the first round. And
Big time.
The ref is not stopping it. I mean, there's some ground and pound. He must have ate like 20, 30
well,
shots.
you know what? He was defending himself.
Yeah.
He was moving. He wasn't stationary. He wasn't laying on the ground completely flat. So I do understand, even though the ref was right there.
Yeah.
He was right there.
Anytime the ref said, "You gotta move," he was moving, dude.
Yeah, like
he was moving and jiggling
he
at the
didn't-
same damn time.
He did not want to lose that fight.
No, he didn't. That second round, he comes in and he freaking puts a storm on Jake,
Yeah.
boy. He comes in jiggling, baby, and he just keeps landing shots, and Jake goes for a takedown.
Yep.
And
He
gets stuffed by the
Yes.
big boy Chris Barnett. He puts that big belly right on the back, and he says he is like a Ninja Turtle shell on that boy. Stays glued to him and ends up getting the ground and pound finish, which was just absolutely remarkable, to be honest. Everybody's
great.
losing their shit.
It was great.
Ends with a freaking front flip on his butt and gives us a nice stance. And this guy leaves with freaking 2 beers in his hand. Man, he should be moved to the pay-per-view, my friend. 'Cause that
Easily.
boy is entertaining. I know he ain't ranked yet, but for the heavyweight division, I'm falling in love with this guy.
Yeah, and honestly, Jake looked really good in the beginning.
yeah,
He
dude.
looked really good. I was kind of worried. I was like, okay, these two are up and coming. You know, they both put on some good shows. Jake is like starting to get like kind of like really good with his stand up, and he was really picking and choosing his shots very well in this fight. And I was like, oh man, okay, I kind of.
Jake's huge.
You know, He's
big,
well,
dude.
Is he really huge or is Chris really short?
Yeah, Chris is short, but Jake's big boy.
He's
dude.
the big boy.
Well, he couldn't put him out, man.
Yeah.
And Barnett was able to weather that storm and come back with a crazy comeback finish. And man, it was a holy shit moment, bro.
Yeah, and then I do want to shout out my boy, who I said everyone to also watch, Akeem Dawodu.
He lost.
Yeah, he lost, but you know what? He put on a good fight. He tried his best. He went to the decision, but you know, I always got to shout out my dude.
Give props to Rosa, man. That boy's got some great hands. He was landing some great
He
uppercuts.
He had his ground game, or you know what? It was his clinch game, which was really setting the whole fight apart. Because when they would clinch up, Arosa was immediately going to uppercuts, and he landed on the first clinch exchange. He landed like 6, 7 uppercuts, and that really threw Hakeem off.
Yeah.
But Hakeem, you know, he didn't really ever get too much in danger. His stand up was really good, but I think once the tide started going the other way, he kind of was very hesitant. Didn't want to go in it full blown, and I could totally understand. But you know what? There was times when he did daze him.
Yeah,
and
I think
did
he
knock
even
him
had
out.
a good. I think he won one round. It's just he got caught with those uppercuts. Rosa found a good home for it, and in the end, Rosa just was actually getting rocked by Duadu, but he ended up taking it to the ground and saving the fight by keeping the back of Duadu. So Duadu was having success on the feet.
Yes,
he did adjust, but the grappling was a little too much. And a great fight from both guys. I hope Duadu sticks around, and I'm looking forward to seeing Rosa fight more too as well.
Oh yeah, and now we're gonna go to the main card. Light heavyweight bout: Johnny Walker versus Ion Cutelaba. Man,
yeah, baby.
Cutelaba.
And this was one of the fights that actually stayed intact. Johnny Walker was able to come in and get the victory over Ion Cutelaba, baby.
Dude, he did phenomenal.
He really did. He surprised us now because it wasn't a fancy knockout like we're used to, these flying knees and all this crazy stuff. But Cutelaba actually got a great takedown early on in this first round and was on top of Walker and I was kind of worried because I mentioned in the preview, I was like, fuck, if Ion gets cracked, which he did, he got cracked with something, takes Walker down and is standing on top of him. I'm like, fuck, I don't want him to lay and pray for us to fight. Well, luckily we didn't get that as MMA neighborhood. Yeah. And we got a nice, unexpected submission win from our boy Johnny Walker with a rear naked choke, baby, in the first round. Unbelievable. Hats off, my friend.
Super excited about that one.
Yes.
Super.
We still got the worm afterwards, but at least he didn't do it standing.
I was just like, dude, stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. You know, just like, dude, why are you trying to test fate like that? You know what I'm saying, dog?
And even our boy Anthony was like, didn't he get injured for doing that? Yes, don't mention it. And sure enough, the guy does a worm again. Yeah. But, slick submission. Now, here's one thing. I don't know if you heard, but they kicked him out of the fucking backstage.
Brody. Now,
this boy wins with a great submission. It gets kicked out of backstage.
And did you hear
the Vegas Strip?
Did you hear that they brought that up to Dana, or did you see that how they brought that up to Dana White during the press conference?
I didn't see it, but I read it.
Dana White was just like, oh yeah, it must have been like a COVID thing. COVID in Las Vegas. If you people don't, don't understand what Las Vegas or what this, they don't really wear masks.
It's a sold out arena.
You know what I'm saying? It's a sold out arena, but yet they're worried about him and his team being in there in the back. But then again, someone brought up a good point. But Molly the meatball can finish the fighting and go back up to the front of the cage, drinking shots and doing this and that, but he gets kicked out.
Dude, they did our boy dirty.
Big time.
I don't understand. Dana, you got to fix that. It was wrong.
Big time. I did not like that. This boy came in,
looked good, put on a show, and he gets kicked out. What? he didn't even have shoes on. I mean, he's in his UFC gloves and his shorts and with no shoes on the strip.
Yeah. Just like, what?
What's going on in this world, man?
Yeah.
I don't even think Dana knew about it, to be honest.
I don't think he did either, but
he better fire who the fuck took him out of
his excuse for it is kind of dumb.
Yeah, no, he probably just like, I can't believe he did that.
But now, we got a catchweight bout versus Irene Aldana versus Macy. Can you Chasson? Macy Chasson versus Irene Aldana. Now, kind of told y'all what was going to happen, and it kind of did happen.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
This was a great fight. I was actually really impressed.
Good fight,
I was impressed by both girls in this one, man.
Yeah.
Back and forth match. Looked like Aldana had around and Chasen had around, and Chasen just never stopped. She kept coming forward, even though Aldana was making the counters.
Yeah.
Nice right hand counters, hurting Chasen Macy. And Macy just kept coming forward like a dog.
Yeah.
So I was actually kind of getting scared for Aldana in the later rounds because of that, because Macy wouldn't give up, bro.
And I was kind of always waiting for Irene to really let loose her hands in the early rounds, but like she got around to it at certain points. But either way, she ended up beating her.
Well, I think it was, sorry to cut you off, but
no,
I think it was hard for her to get her hands loose because of the pressure Macy was putting on her.
Yeah.
She never let her get something set, so all she can basically do is counter, which she's good at. But go ahead and finish, bro.
And then there was that crazy wicked armbar.
Oh, that 10th was nasty,
dude.
Boy. Everybody was screaming in our house, man. We didn't know where that arm was going. We didn't know how what was the elbow, the shoulder, everything.
Dude, that was just like insane.
It was.
Like, I'm pretty sure everybody felt the same. Like, because there's no way. How did you not tap?
Yeah, dude.
How did you not
She had a Gumby arm. She had like a double jointed. Something was, that thing wasn't taking, it wasn't ripping off, man.
And if she wasn't double jointed, she is now. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Yeah, that shit better hurt now, but.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, how did that finish, though, boy?
It was a knockout TKO. Third round, baby.
And not just the TKO. It was a liver shot.
Yeah.
From
Oh, the up
the
kick.
ground.
The up kick.
Up kick. First ever I've seen in the UFC. I believe same with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Because it's the perfect shot you'd want from the ground, but you just never expect to get it.
Yeah.
Well, she slams the heel like a axe kick right into Macy's liver and liver, and then it's lights out, baby. I thought it was a KO, but I guess they don't count it as a KO. It's a TKO, but she was done, dude.
Yeah.
It was. She didn't have to follow up or nothing. Off the back.
Now, we went through the 2 fights that stayed the same. Couple of the prelims, whatever, what is it, what that. Now we're gonna get to the whole confusion. And why our first podcast, the preview, basically means nothing.
It doesn't, but this one means it all, baby. Wesley Hamzat missed weight, but not by a little bit, by a lot. He misses by like 8-9 pounds.
8 pounds, yeah.
And this boy, they need to change everything. Diaz doesn't want to take the fight because he's too heavy, and I don't blame him. And Hamzat's got to fight because they want to keep him on the card. So, so able to do this, they got to make everybody, as we see everybody, 3 fights, all switch up. That's 6 fighters. Everybody stays on the card, but everybody's fighting someone different.
Yeah.
So to start this mixed match, we got Li Jingliang is not taking on Tony Ferguson anymore. He is taking on Daniel Rodriguez, baby.
Isn't it Li Jingliang?
Jingliang, yeah, no. We just been making it wrong. We make a lot of names wrong here. But good.
You corrected me on Kutalaba.
There we go. Li Jingliang. Am I saying it right?
I think so. Li Jingliang?
Ling Jingliang?
I don't know. Li Jing Lightning?
Oh, man. This will get your tongue all twisted up.
Li Jing the Lightning.
The Leech takes on D-Rod, which was, to be honest, the not so most entertaining fight of the night.
I will start before we go into that fight. I do like the idea of what the mix and match did. What it created was you have 2 fighters who didn't train for each other fighting on a day's notice. Now that's kind of like a little more street fighter, like a street fight. Like you don't know who the hell. Like
no time to
you
prep
bump
for your
shoulders,
opponent.
boom. Let's get out this bar. Let's go handle
on.
it. Whatever, what have you. But now we have the Leech versus Daniel Rodriguez, and to me, the first round, it was pretty easily voted for the Leech for me. He leg kicks, a lot of this and that. Daniel Rodriguez, to me, didn't really seem like he was doing a whole lot of anything.
Yeah. I noticed it's a hard fight for me. A lot of back and forth. To me, D-Rod had the pressure. But like you said, Lee was kicking a lot more, and some of the head kicks were kind of slipping through, but D-Rod had answered back some as well. I don't know, man. This fight was hard to judge. But let's not forget to mention also the only man that took someone heavier that night was Lee. He took on D-Rod on a 10-pound disadvantage because D-Rod was scheduled to fight catchweight at 178 or 179. So, all props to Lee. But go ahead, man. I know this decision wasn't the one you wanted.
Look. The fact of the matter is, in my opinion, Lee, he was more productive. You want to say D-Rod had the pressure, but I feel like the pressure was pretty even the whole fight. I want to be honest. I felt the pressure was going back and forth. The hardest hits came from Lee, even though Rodriguez did land a good couple of strikes on Lee, but nothing significant as much as Lee did. And then when it went to decision, and that's basically how the whole fight went, basically.
Yeah.
It was a good back and forth. The pressure was pretty even, in my opinion. I think, Devin, you disagree with that. You think it's more on Rodriguez's side.
I think it's more pressure on Rodriguez, but I do agree with you as volume. More was happening with Lee.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just like it's unfortunate.
Yeah. So it went to the decision, and it was 1 round Lee, one judge one way, one judge the other, and they ended up giving Daniel Rodriguez the split.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, oh yeah, he deserved it. It was too close. It was a close call. It was set up for a robbery. It wasn't. No one had a defining moment in that fight to solidify the win.
I mean,
and that's why it sucked.
I understand that point. Yeah. I do, but just a pure.
Hey, if I had money on it, I'd freaking hate it.
I mean, I did have money on it, but I didn't. I didn't.
I know,
but it was still ridiculous.
It was.
It's still a bullshit call.
It was. But props to D-Rod. He says he's down for rematch because everybody's complaining.
And even he said in the interview with Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan was like, "Did you think you did enough to win it?" And he was like, "No, actually, I didn't."
Yeah.
So even he thought initially he didn't fucking win the fight.
Yeah, wasn't
So
the best performance for either man, and it kicked Lee out of the rankings. So who do they fight next?
But I do want to say this. This is the second time I think in my history of watching UFC that a fighter has actually admitted he didn't think he won.
Yeah, Rampage.
Exactly.
I know. It's one of those.
Good job,
sorry.
Devin. Good job with that one, Devin.
Who do they fight next? Do you think they rematch? Do you think, actually have
Well, it's a catch weight. So how does this help either one of them?
No, but they're still in the same weight class. So who do you think?
What weight class is that?
I don't know. All right? It's welterweight 170. They should be down to 170.
Yeah, dude. I don't give. Man,
So you don't
honestly,
think they rematch?
Yeah, Daniel Rodriguez, he moved to 14.
Don't want to see that rematch.
I don't want to see, dude. I'm already sick of watching instant rematches of champions fighting. Or champion fights. I don't want to see a rematch of this either.
Well, before I tell you, actually,
what
who I want to see him fight, we gotta go over to the next one for me to tell you.
Alrighty.
And it's the co-main event of the evening, baby. We got Khamzat Chimaev is taking on Kevin Holland unexpectedly. Yes, because Kevin Holland was originally supposed to fight D-Rod, but D-Rod fought Lee. So Kevin Holland's taking on Khamzat, and it's a 5-rounder, but it didn't need 5 rounds. It needed about a minute and a half.
2:13.
2 minutes and 13 seconds. Dude, Khamzat, he smashed Holland, dude. This was stupid to me.
Dude, fool's a bitch. I don't care, bro.
Relax.
I'm tired of this dude. Just fucking.
Hold on.
Man, you about to make my blood boil
I
right
could
now,
tell.
bro.
Let me boil it down a little bit. We'll let you.
I'm sorry.
We'll let you overflow.
Let me take a sip real
I'm
quick.
let you overflow in a second. Don't worry. The MMA neighbor loves it. But Khamzat, he missed weight, dude. And Holland sucks at wrestling. How many losses besides the Jacare has he lost to wrestling, right? And Khamzat is a wrestler. And what we seen was he ragdolled Kevin Holland like a fucking chicken in his mouth.
I will say this.
Looked like a chew toy for a dog.
He did great on the scrambling.
It was great, but
He did his very best.
He did.
I want to give my boy that.
and it still wasn't good enough.
But
It still wasn't good enough. So now I'll let you hate him because I want to ask you.
what do you want?
How do you feel about Khamzat missing weight by that much for a main event in Vegas against Nate Diaz?
Look?
How do you feel in my neighborhood?
Well, the fact that we
Heard a lot of boo.
dude, 3 catch weights in a row on this card. 3 of them. The chick fight, Irene and Macy, Lee Daniel, and Chimaev versus Holland. All catch weights. This is ridiculous. Why are there so many catch weights? This is dumb.
At least they were planned. What about?
I mean,
Chimaev?
whatever.
Well, how do you feel about Chimaev? How do you feel about him? I want to hear it.
Look, he could talk all the crap. He could talk all the crap that he wants on the welterweight people, but he ain't fighting welterweight no more.
Damn, you think the UFC's done with him?
Brody,
welterweight?
and
I heard Dana White standing up for him, saying he was gonna make weight, but the doctor stopped it.
Yeah, whatever. Dana or Joe Rogan said it best in the ring. How are you supposed to fight for the welterweight championship if you can't even make weight?
Dude,
and he was just like, I don't care.
Dude, I love how Joe Rogan was persistent on that.
Exactly.
And he didn't let him talk over him. He's like, you got to care because if this was for the belt, you wouldn't have won the belt tonight. And he's like, the doctor stopped it. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But
look, that's why Joe Rogan's the best. He's the best, there. But, dude, you know what?
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to Joe Rogan.
Has been saying that. I heard.
That's ridiculous.
I know.
That's dumb as hell. But look, straight the fact is, my boy Kevin Holland, this doesn't do too much to his reputation in welterweight. He still is looking good. He did do a lot of scrambling, but I don't think this will knock him down too much because I know Chimaev, he's about to dip out of those welterweight rankings. So I would think Chimaev should face either hey, he's already in the top 5, top 3 in welterweight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give him Whitaker.
Oh wow!
Give him Whitaker.
Nah, I don't. I disagree with this. I think.
Why do you disagree with it? You afraid of your boy?
Well, I know, like the great Rogan said, man, you can't miss weight, especially when you're about to fight for the title.
Okay, but 185.
It's a disgrace for what he did. To be honest, it sucks.
Well, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Just like, we're gonna do this.
I'm coming.
Well, speak up.
I'm coming.
Speak.
I got some options, baby.
Speak your
I got
truth.
great options.
What's up, baby?
And I got the greatest options.
Oh, do you?
Make America great again. Kobe Covington.
Shut.
Oh, Kobe Covington.
Okay, what
dude.
at welterweight?
Come on, yeah. I think he's obviously made weight. It's his first time he missed it. Costa, how many times missed weight, and he gets another shot, and then leads to my second option. You want him to go to middleweight? Give him fucking Costa, baby.
Why?
Because they got beef, you know. Costa's
what?
still ranked high. He's still ranked 5 and shit.
Okay,
so.
but pretty sure Shmaev is.
Hold on. You don't like either one of those picks? You don't?
No.
You don't think Hamza should face number ranked 2 welterweight? I think if he wants to fight for the belt in welterweight, he should take on Kobe first, right? We already know Leon Edwards taking on Usman next. That's already in the bag. So you don't think Hamza should take on Kobe in between that?
I think it's done.
Then what do you think?
Well, first of all, the Colby.
Whitaker?
Whitaker.
And then what?
Guess what? Guess what? First of all, Colby Covington isn't fighting anytime soon because apparently he got brain injury from the Masvidal hit. And I say it with quotations because you're a fighter and you're going to claim a sucker punch gave you brain injury. Calm down, sir. And then you want to give him Paulo Costa, even though Shmaev is higher in the rankings than he would be.
In welterweight.
Okay, does it matter?
Yeah, hell yeah. These are big boys in middleweight.
Technically, number 1 in welterweight, Kamaru Usman is fighting the champion Leon Edwards more than likely.
Yes.
Colby Covington is out of commission right now.
But I heard he's coming back.
Yeah, sure.
He'll be open.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Then Whitaker just beat Marvin Vettori. Jared Cannonier is facing Sean Strickland, which just got moved.
Right.
Alex Pereira, which is number 4, is fighting Izzy. Number 5 is Derek Brunson. So who am I going to say? Yeah, Robert Whitaker is the person he should be fighting. And my case is closed.
Ooh, I don't mind it, but I disagree. I say Kobe.
But I have a solid argument, though.
I think the UFC is going to be lenient on this boy. They're going to give him another chance to make 170.
No.
But I believe he's going to have to fight one more guy to get the fight for the belt.
For who? Welterweight or middleweight?
Welter.
I think he just fight Robert Whitaker. Then he could be the number 1 contender for both of them.
I don't disagree. I do disagree and I don't. It's like, you're selling me, motherfucker.
Hey, man,
You're selling me.
I had solid viewpoint.
I kill everybody. Yeah, let him kill fucking everybody, dude. Whatever.
Look, I have solid viewpoints.
No, I get it. I see it. I see it now. I see it.
Paulo Costa is actually number 6 right now.
But we want to know who the MMA neighborhood thinks this Hamza deserve any of these guys.
And what is your opinions of his weight fuck up?
Now what we're leaving out the Kevin Holland. I know it wasn't a long night for him, but it's pretty quick and easy. And he's showing that he still doesn't got the graps, on the grappling. So
first of all, no one has the graps to go against the graps.
Covington, son.
Dude, he can't make weight.
He has made weight. This is the first hazmat weights he didn't make. Okay, so he didn't make it.
Whatever. Just
first time.
My
first time.
My vote is for Robert Whitaker to face him.
Hey, like Spider-Man, everybody get 1. You gotta give him 1.
Yeah.
Everybody hates him now. If he doesn't do it again, I'd forgive it. But it's unprofessional. I'm not for it. He fucked up. He messed up this card. Got all sloppy. But who's Holland go next?
I have no.
He says D-Rod. He's saying D-Rod. That's what I was thinking.
You know what? Because that original fight would have been really good.
Yeah, because Holland was supposed to face D-Rod originally. Why not? D-Rod didn't even do that great. He shouldn't even be ranked. So let's fucking just make the match.
You know what? Put that on a rematch. Or not even a rematch, a reschedule.
Rebook that bad boy.
Rebook it, baby.
Rebook it. And now, it's time for the main event of the evening. Nate Diaz motherfuckers versus Tony the Boogeyman Ferguson. Now, I wasn't sold on this fight right away because I was sold on the spectacle of the Hamza taking on Diaz, and when Diaz beat him in the later rounds, I don't know, but I was sold on watching it, and then they gave us this. But I'm actually liking the matchups a lot more even. We got 2 OGs, 2 Ultimate Fighter winners, and they're both the same weight, same height, same everything basically, and it was a way more even match. Put up a better fight for us.
You said it right that you were not excited for this fight at all, and I had to convince you
sell it. Yeah, sell it to me.
I had to sell it to you quite a bit, and it wasn't until about maybe 3-4 hours before the card even started that you were like, oh, I can see this. I can see this happening. Yeah.
Sally Pillsbury. Don't play with it.
Oh yeah, I can do this.
This could be cool. There could be blood. Will they bleed? I hope they bleed. And there was just bleed, baby. There was plenty of blood.
Only on one person though.
Oh, well, that's all it takes, baby.
Or no, two people.
We got
Nate Diaz's leg kind of got beat up.
No, he got beat up, but the blood was coming from Ferguson's shin and his head. So, I mean, Ferguson was all bloodied up. He was going for Diaz's leg. He was chopping it like chopped liver. He was trying to take it out. It looked hurt at some moments, baby. Nate Diaz was crying in the cage at a second. But he kept pacing. Nate Diaz was really weird. Every time he got hurt, he would walk around the cage, smoke a cigarette, put his hand up.
He's just like, whatever, man.
Kill some time. Ferguson's like, all right, let me know when you're ready.
And I loved it every time Tony Ferguson, or Nate Diaz would like point, and then Ferguson would do that, and Nate Diaz would slap his hand out of the face. It's like, yeah, man, get out of here.
See, Nate was boss, but he almost lost. The leg kicks were hurting.
Big time. It almost looked like one of the few last ones looked like he was about to fall down.
I thought he was going to crunch over and quit, dude. Yeah. But he did a real weird strategy by just walking around and chilling out. And,
but you know what? That's a Diaz thing, bro.
It was a classic Diaz fight, we should say. It was a classic Diaz fight.
Yes, and couldn't be more happier to see it.
Yeah, he went out guns blazing. He was able to pull up a pace that Ferguson could not, unbelievably. Yeah, Ferguson couldn't keep with the Diaz pace. We always wonder if Ferguson's pace matched Diaz, but I guess Diaz still has the best.
Well, we're looking at a down the hill Ferguson though, but
they're both out on their way out, and Diaz went out with a one-arm guillotine, baby.
And he did the flexing as it, bro.
209.
Dude,
did you know Rogan fucking posted that he actually put that submission right at 209 on the fifth.
That's
round.
what I hear.
But the submission called at 208.
Oh, really?
But still, dude, come on. He's like, I think this was a simulation. Seriously, though.
Of course.
Finish at 209. And it's because Ferguson was getting hurt. And he went for a takedown. He turns them all into wrestlers. Dude. Ferguson wrestled and boom.
Well, we had great 1-2 combos from Nate Diaz.
Yeah, he is one of the best ones.
You know what? He did a couple 1-2-3s, but Nate looked. I was worried that he wasn't gonna actually do anything, and I was worried he was just gonna like not care, just kind of coast through this just to get it over with. But you know what? He actually, when the time got to going, he really put it on him. Excuse me. He really put it on him, and he really did it, and he fucking finished him in the 4th round.
Yeah. It was
sick.
Awesome, dude.
Sick.
It was cool. It was classic Nate Diaz. He hasn't had a finish since my boy McGregor.
Yeah.
And, it was a cool way to go out, like, on this amazing UFC career he had. Yeah. Freaking taking on a legend. Tony Ferguson's still a legend. He's on his fight loss right now. But it was still a very cool ending to the Nate Diaz story. If it is the ending for the UFC, maybe he'll be back. McGregor says the trilogy will happen. It will happen. Yeah. So it is. It might be with walkers and wheelchairs, but it will happen. So that's still there. Yeah. But, all respect, 209 motherfuckers.
209.
I'm not surprised, baby.
Let's go.
Nate Diaz Army. Fucking thank you for all the fucking amazing fights.
If we never see you again.
What a great Cinderella story, you could say, man. Yeah. From slums to riches, my boy Nate Diaz says he's going to go to boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu.
Handle it, dude.
Take over.
Handle it. Take over.
Baby. But this was a great ending to the Nate Diaz story, and honestly, I wish him the best of all.
Same here. And it was definitely a wild ride for this whole UFC 279. So we did the podcast, and then like a day later, everything got mixed mashed, and we were contemplating whether or not to redo it. And we just said, F it. We're just going to cover it all in the post. And, we really want to see and hear from everyone in the MMA neighborhood what you all thought. What do you think about the matchups? What do you think about the predictions that you had going into the fights? Because we all want to hear it. And make sure to like, subscribe to all that good stuff, even on here on the YouTube, Devin.
At MMA Neighborhood.
And on the IG.
MMA Neighborhood _Grant.
And like I said, like, comment, subscribe. We want to hear from you all because it's not the MMA Neighborhood without you. I am Steven.
I'm Devin.
And we will see you all next time.